Good morning, fifth grade. I had to be gone today, so I wanted to try out sharing what's next in art via video with you guys. So most of you have finished your Adingra print fabric, and we're kind of ready to move on to the next thing. And the next thing is clay. I know most of you guys are really looking forward to that. And in fifth grade, in the whole city of Cedar Falls, every fifth grader makes a clay mug. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about clay mugs and how we're going to plan for next time when we start clay. So I want you to think of a clay mug as a small functional piece of art. So thinking of it more as a sculpture rather than just something useful. Okay? There's lots of different kinds of mugs, and you'll kind of get to see through the next pictures that I'm going to show you how you can make yours very unique and personal. So as you can see from the picture here, I put a book and I just put the table of contents. The book's called 500 Cups, and the 500 is actually a series. So there's a book of plates and vases and teapots and you name it. Just from the title, you can see that there's a huge variety. And you can see just a few examples that are contained in the book here on the contents page. So your mug doesn't have to look like any other person's mug in your class, because you can make it really different with the shape and different details that you add. I do want you also to think about the fact that it's a sculpture, so it can be seen from more than one direction. Mugs have more than just one side. Kind of remembering to turn and check your work. These are fifth grade skills. They're not on the ICANN board yet, but they will be next week when you come in. This is the same cup, and you can see that the artist kind of kept the same theme of that little bird and just gave us different views of that bird on each side of the cup. Handles are really important. In fact, we're going to spend a whole day on handles. Next time when you come in, we'll build the container part of the cup, and then the following week we actually attach the handle to it. So your homework, while we're waiting to get into the handles, I want you to be thinking about the cups and mugs that you use at home. Kind of noticing the details about maybe you have a favorite mug, and there might be a certain shape of a handle that is most comfortable or a handle that you find most interesting. And I want you to kind of keep those observations in mind as we go forward with this. Part of the way that you can create a big variety in cups is how you finish it. This artist, I really like how she uses really fine lines in her designs, as well as some thick patches of glaze. And that helps to have something different for each artist. The finishing techniques are unique. Lastly, I wanted to share with you a few of my teachers who taught me things about clay. When I teach you guys, I think about what my teachers have taught me and what things I really want to share with you guys. So these are just three of my teachers. The lady on the left, her name is Dolores Fortuna, and she really likes to make useful pottery. So she really enjoys using the potter's wheel and making things that you can use like cups and bowls and vases and things. The guy in the middle is Xavier Tubes. He's from Spain, and he's more of a sculptor. So you can see below him there's a really huge head, and they're really large. They're like 3 to 4 feet tall, and he doesn't really personalize the features a lot. He wants to use that form kind of for glaze and different things. He also made all those plates that are behind him in that picture. So he really has pushed himself to make each one different. The guy on the right, his name is Jack Troy, and he uses a different firing technique than the other two and different than we use it at Lincoln. Our kiln, the special oven that fires our pottery, ours is electric. And Jack Troy uses a wood-fired kiln. What that means is that during the course of 24 hours, he has to stay up and put wood into the kiln, and it's burning in order to heat up the kiln. So it's a lot of work, it's labor intensive. And actually, a lot of times artists come together and do this in a group so that you can take shifts and take turns. And the kiln is very large so that it can fit lots of different people's work inside. So it makes it worth their while to help out with the firing. Okay, if you guys have questions on any of this, jot them down in your sketchbook so that way you can remember them for next time for me. And what I'd like you to do now, the directions. You'll need your sketchbook, you'll need a pencil, so you'll have to bring the baskets to your table. I'd like you to kind of think about a mug that you'd like to design. You'll have plenty of time, so I want you to think of 3 or 4 options. You can draw a basic mug and then plan for the details that are going to make it different. Are you going to change the shape? Are you going to draw into the clay? Are you going to make a design with a glaze? Are you going to have different sculptural elements that kind of make it stand out? Now is the time to plan ahead because next week when we get started, things will go pretty fast and we won't have a lot of time to think about it as we work. Okay, that's your job for the rest of the day. Good luck.